to Girlfriend Minute. I'm Shar.
And I'm Pascal.
How are you this evening, Pascal?
I'm good. I'm
Yeah,
doing great. How are you?
pretty good.
Good. Yes. How was your day today?
I had a good day today.
Very
I got
good.
to see the grandbaby for a little bit. Took them to lunch. I was supposed to originally babysit, but then her car ended up in the shop and some other things. So she's like, just forget it. You just want to come up and do lunch. I know you got to drive over an hour. I said, that's fine. So I drove and went and picked them up, and we went to lunch on the water.
Yeah.
And it was nice. It was nice.
Yeah, that's always fun.
They were setting up a band. It's a kind of an outside restaurant. They were setting up the band, and this elderly guy from the band, and I do mean elderly. I'm sitting there talking to my daughter, and he just comes and walks up to the table, and I could not get rid of him for like 20 minutes.
Oh no.
Probably like 80, but he's wearing all the turquoisey jewelry and a kind of a shirt with someone's face on it.
Oh, he thinks he's 20.
And I'm not 20, so I don't know. So, and he's like, what's your sign? I'm like, is this for real? And Brooke's looking at me like, what's happening? And then, he's talking and engaging her too, and she's answering. Yeah, we're being polite. Now I have business cards. He's some band dude, and he's like how he used to tour with Aerosmith, and, that guy did a lot of drugs. I don't know how he's still alive. I'm like, I don't know.
Wow.
He's just going on and on. And I'm like, why are you here?
Right,
I
exactly.
talk to anybody, but yeah, it was just kind of funny because I didn't know what to say to him.
Well, what could you say to him? I
I,
mean, come on.
like, I don't know anything about.
Did you answer him? Did you answer him what your sign was?
Yeah, I answered. He asked, when's your birthday? Then he goes, well, that means this and that, and I'm like, well, sometimes, yeah, sometimes that.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it sounds like he's very spiritual or into the horoscope
Oh,
thing.
he knew famous singers from way back, their birthdays, their signs, what it meant. Oh yeah,
Oh, wow.
he knew all kinds of stuff. Yeah, and
Well, I mean, there you go. You got a little bit of knowledge there from him.
we got a lot of him. He was a nice guy.
Uh,
He's definitely trying to be in the band. He was, I think, playing a keyboard back there.
okay. Well, did they start? Did they start when you were there?
Mhm.
And how was he on his little
He
keyboard
was
there?
a little late a few times. I was paying attention. I'm like, they're all going, dude. You got to catch up.
Exactly, exactly.
But
Well,
yeah,
that's good. That's good. At least you had a little bit of convo with him. So,
did, and then the food got delivered, thankfully, because I was
yeah,
starving and eating all day. I eat pretty much one big meal a day, and then I'm done for the day. So I had this amazing,
yeah,
delicious burger,
yeah.
and the food got delivered. He left, and then I could eat in peace. And I didn't know what to say, the dude.
Oh my gosh.
Because he just, he's way up here, and I'm sitting down here, and there's people
Right, right.
bringing up their instruments, and just, it's a lot of commotion. So yeah, so
And
yeah.
how's the grandbaby?
Oh, he's sweet as can be.
Yeah, I'm sure he was excited to see you for sure.
I hadn't seen him for about 4 weeks to 5, going on 5.
Oh,
So
okay, good.
further north, and I thought, oh, what's he going to think when I walk up and walk in that door? And he immediately put his arms up. He's like,
Oh, see, yeah. I was gonna say instantly. There's got to be that instant factor there.
oh, yeah. So I'm gonna go pick
He
him up.
missed you probably.
I hope he does.
I'm
You
sure
know,
he does.
I do
Yeah.
still with him, so I hope he does. And so I'm gonna go pick him up at the restaurant in the morning and bring him
Mhm.
at the bay for the day, and I'll take him back over there probably around 3ish when the other grandma arrives to take him and take him back to her house so they can finish doing their restaurant stuff until 8. So
Oh, okay. All right. Well, good.
yeah, so a
Good.
little bit of that, but other than that, I'm here. I was originally
Yeah.
garden tomorrow, rip out some things I want gone, but that will
Yeah.
just wait. What
Yes.
about you besides, well, you work.
Yes, I work basically is what I was here by myself, so that was trying to get these people in and out. But I was like, this morning, I was like, oh dear God, please, heaven on earth and everywhere else. I don't know where it is, but I was like, please let them like come staggered so that I have enough time to at least, make the food and put it out and do all that. So thankfully, I got my wish today. So
Very good. Because you need to breathe
yeah.
a little bit, don't you? Cannot work yourself.
I do a little bit, but what am I going to do? I have to open up. I have to open up so that I can make a living so that I can pay my bills. Not enjoy life, mind you, just pay my bills.
I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah.
You know, no, I
But on
mean,
the upside, I got a new copy machine, so I'm happy about that. And all the little small things in life. And then I got a new coffee maker. It's the Ninja Dual Brew XL.
hmm
Just a little shout out for Ninja here. But I haven't opened it yet, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. So tomorrow we're going to give it a try. And it's supposed to make a full pot of coffee, about 14 cups, I think, of coffee. And then it also can make individual coffees. So
Oh,
I'm kind of excited to use. Oh, and then it makes cold coffee, and then it has a little foamer thing on the side. And oh my God, yes, I
I know
love it.
nothing about coffee. I do not drink coffee. I do drink tea, but I don't drink coffee. I can't drink coffee.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I need my coffee in the morning. I drink both tea and coffee, but tea comes later. But
Yeah.
coffee, I need my coffee in the morning.
I don't know how y'all
So,
truly can't. I've tried.
yeah, maybe I'll shoot out a video for Ninja. You hear me, Ninja? I'm going to make a video for you and we're going to use it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it, really.
That's
And,
nice.
just doing some prep work,
Yeah.
getting my leaves ready to make grape leaves tomorrow.
Oh,
So, yes,
if you were
I don't
here,
have.
I would be doing that with you.
I know. I was gonna say I don't have my rollers with me now. Come on.
Well, you need to get down here.
I do. I do. Next time I'll have like two rollers.
Mm-hmm. Because we,
Yes.
oh,
We can do that quickly. One, two, three.
yeah.
Yeah.
I already
Yeah,
have a,
but that's it. That's all that's going.
I'm already planning, so that's awesome.
Yes. Yes, that's awesome. Everybody gets a pot.
There you go. See, that's all I
Yeah,
ask.
that's
I need
it.
a pot.
See? Yes. Take it home. You have it for a couple days or maybe just a couple hours. I don't know.
On the mood and how hungry I'm feeling.
Yeah, yeah. You
You
can.
know.
Well, you always leave that pot on the kitchen in the kitchen. Leave it
Mm-hmm.
on that stove, and then you just keep walking past it and grabbing one, and
Grab.
grabbing two, and grab and grab and grab.
I know what that's like because I do that when I bake a cake.
Yeah, exactly like that. Yeah.
Deliver myself another one when I go back by, and before you know it, a quarter of the cake's gone.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I know.
I'm
I,
feeling a little heavy. Then I gotta go for a walk.
yes.
In
Yes.
my mind, I'm counteracting what I already did.
Yeah. And then you got to eat a lot of vegetables, and
Vegetable
but
day.
it's okay. It's all worth it. It's all worth it. So, what do we have for our topic today? What have you come up with?
So we kind of been talking about relationships, and you and I talk about all kinds of relationships personally, not even just on here. We've been doing it for quite a while. So I've been talking about women and families, and so I kind of decided to ask women what do they think men find unattractive about women and women, and kind of your typical stuff. It was, of course, the lying, gotta be honest, all that stuff. But
Yeah.
it just kind of depended on who you asked. I have a friend that he is older, and he likes when a woman makes the effort to put herself together. He thinks it looks classy and sexy, and that when they just don't make an effort of any kind or they're hanging out, so to speak, he just thinks it's a turnoff. He
No
doesn't.
bra on, just
Oh,
everywhere. Yeah.
and I actually had a young 25-year-old patient come in the other day, and she came into my office, and she was a big girl, and I'm not saying like obese big. She was tall, she was broad, she was just a big build female. And she had no bra on, and she's trying to walk and hide it, but she had big boobs. You know?
Oh, no, you cannot hide those.
No, you cannot hide that you're
No,
not wearing
honey.
a bra. And I
No,
just,
no, honey.
the mother mode in me was like, did she ever tell you, especially being built the way you are, that you really truly cannot just even put on a sports bra, make some sort of effort?
Right,
They were
exactly.
hanging low, and I was just like, I don't even want to look at your face.
Oh my God.
And she literally looked like she just rolled out of bed. Her t-shirt didn't look clean. She had on, I don't even know what, and just some kind of Crocs, and she just, hair was kind of everywhere, but the whole non-bra thing. And she's trying to walk and hide it and hold their papers, and I'm just like,
Well, see, I think that takes too much effort. I mean, it would just be easier if you'd, like you said, throw a sports bra on or put your bra on, for God's
yeah,
sake.
I know, right?
You know?
I'm definitely not a busty female, but I can't even imagine go. I would feel naked.
No, well, I mean, I'm busty and no, heck to the no. I don't
Yeah,
think so.
because they needed. We're down here.
Lifting, they needed lifting. Do your ears hang low? Do they wobble to and fro? Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, see, I even sleep with my bra on, and I know
Oh,
you shouldn't really be doing that, but I mean, I don't have anybody to impress while I'm sleeping, so
well,
that's
no.
not the case. But I just don't feel like because I'm a well-endowed woman, I
Yes.
don't feel like I should be sleeping and they should be all over the place. So I have to keep them, content.
Contained and under control.
Contained, yes, and under control, exactly. That's just how I've always been.
Yeah,
So,
and I think it's just different for everyone and what makes them feel comfortable. I am not that girl, but
yeah, yeah.
the minute I come home, whatever can come off comes off.
Comes right off. Right off.
Yeah, I mean, I'm at work, I'm considered dressed up.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it does bother me throughout the day, and sometimes I go home and I'm like, why don't you just take this freaking thing off? Like, I don't understand. And I've done it a couple of times. It's just, I don't know. It's just uncomfortable for me.
Maybe
But
did a sports bra. Would that be more comfortable, more relaxed?
it could be, yeah. I've never tried it, but yeah, that's something that I could try. And it'll be a lot better like as far as sleeping goes, so I don't have something that I have been wearing all day long, like kind of.
4 hours a day, 7 days a week. You got to give yourself,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I got to give my ladies a break.
So that was from an older friend who's like 10 years older than me. And then
Well, I agree with him on that one. I mean, women should put themselves together for
I mean,
sure.
I at least am dressed and match. I mean, there is that when I walk out the door.
Exactly. And my hair is combed for the most part.
I well dress up for the occasion, but I don't have very many occasions. I mean, where do I go? I go to Publix and I go to work, and work is basically a uniform, so that makes that easy. And
Yeah.
I'm in jeans, t-shirt, and flip-flops, and I'm running in and getting something and getting out as fast as I can. So that's pretty much, I don't really go anywhere to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm here all day long at work. I do have to look presentable as far as, because there's a lot of people coming in and out, and I just don't want to look like and shabby or something like that. And then people are looking at me like, oh my God, she owns a restaurant. Look at her. Look at
Yeah,
how she dresses. What kind of food does she freaking have?
yeah, you gotta look
Nasty.
right, you gotta look clean. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree, because I'll pay attention to who's behind and what they're dressed like. And I'm sorry, I still like them in a uniform, and
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
true. Yeah.
has
Yeah.
some respect. So, and then I asked a boy, I say a boy, a young gentleman between 25 and 30, what he thought was unattractive about women. And the first words out of his mouth was the nose piercing, specifically in the septum,
Okay.
like the bull ring. He's like,
Yeah.
that's just that you need to think about that.
Yeah.
He does not like all the colorful hair, the purples, the greens, the blues. He just doesn't think it looks good. It takes away from the girl if she's really pretty. It's just distracting. He just doesn't think it looks natural or pretty, and it's not natural, obviously. and someone who just doesn't take care of themselves.
Yeah, put together. There we go again. Put
Yeah,
together. I think that's a key,
or, doesn't take care of
thing.
themselves. And, someone who's fun and whatnot. Someone who's not fun and just boring and kind of just has repeated conversations. He's like, no. Um, Neediness was one of the answers. Being too clingy, emotionally draining, dishonesty, ditzy, plastic. It was kind of nice to
Plastic.
hear someone's
Wow.
plastic.
Yes.
They
Well,
don't want
that's a surprise.
paid for boobs, lips, whatever else women get done. I don't even know.
Yeah, no, that's a surprise for me because there's, a lot of men will turn around and look at somebody who is like busty or has, junk in their trunk or is busty and have junk in their trunk. But they're thin and they're put together and they're this and they're that. And some of them do find that attractive, but it's nice to hear, given his age, that he doesn't want plastic. He wants somebody natural.
Yeah, and the other thing he said as well was smoking.
Yeah, that's a big thing. That's a big thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's no.
Well, the young kids nowadays around their age usually have what do they do? The vaping.
The
They
vaping.
usually do the vaping, yeah, which kind of, yeah, is a little bit unattractive. I mean, but those kinds of people, I think, basically they find somebody that is um, on their level in that sense, as far as vaping and stuff goes. Usually those people tend to hang out together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it was interesting to hear because of his age. And everyone's always talking about, oh my gosh, the generation coming up, or and how they are. Well, they're not all that way. I mean,
No, no, they're not.
everybody. So it was kind of nice to hear
Yes,
the things they pay attention to, or he pays attention to at that age. And hopefully the people he hangs out with do too, have the same kind of
of
you know,
course.
opinion about it. I asked another guy friend who is our age, and basically needing to be the center of attention, self-centered, the negative attitude, finds very all unattractive, and how they just treat others, flat out how they treat others.
Yeah, that's very important. That's your character.
Yeah.
So that kind of sets you forth. Can you imagine being on a date with someone and you're at wherever you are, and then somebody comes up to you and talks to you, and you're just like, oh, whatever, or you're just, telling them, I need this and that and this and that and the other thing. I mean, I'm a woman and I don't require all these things, so I don't understand why they can't come up off of their high horse and be like relaxed people. Like
Yeah.
I don't get it. But that's nice, to hear that even somebody our age is saying something like that too. So,
Yeah. Well, I don't think everyone is, you and I think very similar on a lot of things. We
yes,
have a lot of the same opinion about.
we do. Yeah.
Yeah, we do. And
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that. It's not boring or anything. We have plenty to say.
yeah, definitely.
Too honest, and I have plenty to say. And some people could say it could be being, criticism. It's criticism. Well, yes and no. I mean, one thing that
I,
bothers me about women today is freaking fake eyelashes.
oh my gosh, you're
It,
telling me.
like if I had to have fake eyelashes because I had none, I mean, I have eyelashes. Um, I would want them to look natural. I still try to look as natural as I can be.
Yeah.
And I have people that I work with where they're talking to me and I'm just focused on their eyelashes as they're talking to me. They're so long and so fake. They're like have their own personality and they're
Oh yeah.
you know
They're
you're
waving to you by
and they're
themselves.
you and I'm just watching in fascination the eyelashes.
Yes, and not listening to a word that they
I
just told you.
know, and there's a few of them and they're sweet as can be and helpful and they're great to work with. But I just want to reach up, like, can we take this off?
Yes.
Is it
No,
gonna hurt?
I mean I agree with you. Like if I was to ever put eyelashes on, I feel the same way. It would have to look natural. It can't be like something is waving at you from, or even if you're winking, it's like you get this big gust of air because this whole feather is waving at you. Like, no, that's too much. That is way too much.
You mean
And then there's some of them that are so thick around the eye too
oh,
from the bottom that it's like it's ridiculous. It's
I
ridiculous.
I've seen them where, and what I don't understand is like if you don't do them all the way across and you do them like in segments, why? So it's like
I
there's
know.
some here, some in the middle, and some over here. I'm like, I
That's
don't
that's called the spider look.
know. I don't do spiders, and
Yes.
no. And I'm
Yes.
sitting there now, I'm even more fascinated because I mean, it can't look more fake when they're not fully across your eyelid. I
Yeah.
don't understand. And then why would you want all that glue adhesive stuff near your eyes? I mean, that's like
Yeah.
chemicals. That can't be good for your eyeballs.
No, it can't be.
Yeah,
Absolutely not.
but
Absolutely.
I mean, I watch people walk into where I work, and sometimes I'm like, I can see them across the whole lobby.
No, you can see their eyelashes across the whole lobby.
That's what I'm talking. I see this. I don't see
Holy
the person.
crap.
I'm like, well, look at those suckers. How are
Yeah.
you keeping your eyes open? I don't understand.
Oh, I've put on fake eyelashes, okay, if I had was going out to an event. And to be honest with you, they do feel heavy on your eye.
I would
They
imagine they.
really do. Did you ever put any fake eyelashes on yourself? No.
No, I
Yeah,
have
they
sensitive eyes. I can't even wear mascara anymore, and
yeah.
I've tried all the holistic, organic stuff from the health food stores and paid $20 a tube. For our photo shoot, I had on
Yes.
skimming a mascara, trying to make an effort, and driving down the road, I wanted to rip my eyeballs out of my head. It just
Yeah, well, considering it's very hot in Florida too, my gosh, I can
that's
only imagine.
I get that anytime I try anymore. In middle school,
Anytime,
I wear
yeah.
it all the time, and I haven't been able to do it. I was able to do it in high school, and I haven't been able to do it since.
Yeah, I think as we age or get older a little bit, our skin and our adherence to certain things gets a little bit low. I know for myself, like sometimes if I wear a certain type of I don't know, eyeshadow or like you said, mentioned mascara, like, and God forbid that a wind would hit me in my eye and then my eyes start to tear and
Yeah,
then it starts triggering that allergic effect from the mascara.
yeah.
So it's like, yeah, nowadays I I don't wear makeup as much anymore. I only wear it if I'm doing something or going out somewhere nice or whatever. Um, occasions. Occasions I usually put it on. But other than that, when I come in here, my face is clean. The only thing I put on it is my vitamin C and my vitamin E. And then I come right in here and I get to work. But I really
Yeah.
don't put it on anymore as much. So,
And it was interesting with the whole plastic and the fake everything. It's
yes.
also the girls who use the filters online, so much so that their nose and facial features almost completely disappear.
Oh,
And
yeah, they're not themselves.
then they post it and they're like, look at me, because you're posting it for them to look at you. And I'm just like, where's your nose? Where did it go?
It got eaten by the eyelashes.
I'm like, where'd your nose go, girlfriend?
Yes, it got
I
eaten
know you
by those
have one
damn
because it's a
eyelashes.
necessity to have one, So, where'd it
Well,
go?
it's funny you mentioned that because I have a girl that is always looking. I wasn't really friends with her. She was like an acquaintance. I got to know her from a guy. He ended up marrying her and stuff, and she's from another country. But it's like when she sees another woman who is either close to her country or from another country who's done their lips or changed their nose, it's like the next thing you know, she starts posting these pictures. And it's like, girl, please, you don't even look like that. Now, come on, who are you trying to impress?
Yeah.
Like, and then what if they ask you, let's say, hey, I want to meet you. Are you going to go looking like that? Are you going to have the filter like in front of you the whole entire time?
Yeah.
Like, come on, it gets to
Well,
be absurd.
not realistic. So, say you have children And
Yeah.
I know these women do. And they, we're all not getting younger. Obviously, the clock doesn't work that way. So
No.
we're all getting older. And as your kids look back, especially after you pass, this is my mom back in 2021. I don't know where her nose is.
Exactly.
She looks
Exactly.
like you. And I don't know if because there's not many pictures of me growing up that I am really funny about trying to stay authentic, but I would want my kids to look back and be like, and I post some things just so that they pop up as a memory and that so that they're there for them later in life because people don't print pictures and stuff like they used to. And I
No,
want
not anymore.
much like me as possible. I
Well,
don't,
yeah, of course. And I
I,
think a lot of guys, may not want to admit it, but I'm sure that they don't like all that plastic. All that nose, all that Botox, all
I think
that.
guys that do though. I truly do.
There are guys that do, yeah, but I think the real guys out there, like it was, like the response from the almost 30-year-old, or the age group between 25 and 30, that's like very surprising for me that they don't like
I was
anybody who's like that.
Yeah, I was surprised, especially when, I watch people come into where I work and they have, this is my mermaid hair and it's an array of colors. And I always just think, God, that looks so unhealthy and ew. I don't think it's
Yeah,
pretty. You're
yeah.
not made to draw a mermaid done by Disney. That would be beautiful. I'm going to hell, but whatever.
Let's just keep it for the crayons.
But he's listing these things to me, and I was like, I agree with that, and I agree with that, and I agree with that. Well, that's because I don't do any of that. That's not my preference for me. And if that's what makes you feel good about yourself, then by all means do it. It's
Yeah, of
just interesting
course.
to hear what men find unattractive. Another thing someone said was they have a mutual friend whose daughter posts continuously on Instagram her face and her ass in a thong.
Oh,
And
wow.
of course, 400 or 500 men or people are gonna like it. But he's like, don't they get tired of looking at her ass? you know?
No, because those are creepy men. That's why. They're
Do
not going
they
to get tired
get
of it.
tired? Isn't there something to like the element of surprise and not always just putting it out there because you can?
Yeah, some men still like the element of surprise, but I think a lot of those kinds of men, I think basically, believe it or not, they're probably paying for that. She's probably posting them so that she can get some kind of monetary value off of it.
Probably. I mean, I don't know how any of that works, but I mean, I just scroll past because it's like she's a cute girl, but she's just an average cute girl.
Yeah.
Mean, I see some really beautiful girls out there, and and just all her ass photos. There isn't a day that doesn't go by that I don't get to see her ass.
Oh, how special.
I, I may have to unfollow her just so I don't have to because I'm just like, oh, for the love of God, just
Yeah.
it's
Well,
just
just to give you a little bit of perspective. So in the Arabic worlds, and I will say from Lebanon, okay, in that world, women are very focused on how they look, how they dress, how they present themselves. Um, some in a more natural way, but most of them, I will say, more under the knife way. Okay, so there's a lot of women that'll go and they will get their nose contoured or their cheeks contoured or they'll fill their lips or whatever they need to do. Um, and it's not really frowned upon too much,
really
which kind of is like strange to me. Like, why would you?
shocking, especially
Yeah,
I could see in America it not being so frowned upon.
yeah. But I think those doctors over there, they're making killer money.
Oh, I'm sure.
100%.
I'm
100%. Yeah, it's everybody over there. I'm like, well, why would you want somebody fake? Why would you want somebody that's not real? And then
Well,
they're very superficial, I believe, okay? And I'm speaking just for my country, not anybody else's country. But
yeah.
my country, I feel like lately, instead of them looking for women who can give them something, like as far as having their brain work, or having all these, yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And it's like they're just focused on how they look. Like
Yeah.
looks are everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's so sad.
Well,
It's
that's what
so sad.
that the gentleman who's 25 to 30 said, being superficial. Actually, some other women said that as well. Um, it's, I don't know. It's,
And men are always going to look, no matter who they are. If they see some woman who's beautiful and okay, maybe she's had plastic surgery done, all kinds of different parts of her body, they're going to look because it's something to look at. Now, whether they think that, oh, that's beautiful is another story. So then each man has their own judgment, I guess, on to whether they think that that's something beautiful or they think that it's not. So, and
well,
that goes along with them, the girls, the women looking for attention.
yeah,
And some guys don't like that,
no.
you know? Yeah,
Well, people criticize against social media, but you got to remember people are posting. It's how you use,
exactly.
you know. So you want to put yourself out there because you took a good selfie and you filtered it to death that most of your facial features have blended in.
Yes.
you know, um, and put it out there and then get the same guys liking it,
Yes.
going, "Oh, you're hot." I'm like, it's not even real.
Is it really hot though?
you know,
Come on.
go see her in person. I'm just kidding.
You know? Yeah, exactly. Let me see you in person. Let me see how hot that is.
uh, I mean, I know. I'm just being honest. I don't understand it. Like I can.
Well, and to those women, if they feel more beautiful when they do that or whatever, more power to them. We're not here to bash those women. I'm
No,
not here to say, "Oh, that's wrong and you shouldn't do that." And you're not,
it's
you
not
know,
about bashing. It's just
no.
asking why and what people find attractive in this day and age, especially with so much social media. You know,
Yes.
always blaming social media. Well, there's people that post those selfies and filter them so much. That's what they want you to see.
Yeah, it is. That's their goal. They
You know,
want you to see that. Yeah.
they want you to see that. They
Yeah.
want that attention. You know.
Yeah. And some of it's wrong attention sometimes that they get,
Well,
but
it
each to each his own. I mean,
don't. I just don't understand, and I was curious to hear what women thought about, you know, what would make them unattractive to men,
yes.
and I didn't get a huge response from the women, and I just wonder kind of why.
Yeah, I don't know why. That's really, I mean, I posted it on my Facebook too, and
And I got
I didn't
some.
get any responses actually. I know you got some, but I didn't get any.
And someone posted, "Confidence is an aphrodisiac." It is. It is.
Definitely.
That goes both ways. That's not just. Yeah, that goes both ways.
Yes.
Men and women. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know.
100%.
So yeah.
Yeah, you gotta hold a certain level of confidence about yourself, but not let it get too far where you're just looking for that attention,
Well, where you become arrogant.
where you become arrogant. Exactly.
You
Yep.
know.
Definitely.
That's unattractive.
Yeah, it is. It is.
you know. And
Yeah.
no one here is saying we're like Miss America. No one is saying we're
No.
in the, prime of our life or what.
Aren't we though, Miss Americas? Come on.
right.
Of course I'm Miss America. You're Miss America. I think
And
we're
no one
just
trust me.
normal,
I just look,
normal women.
why? What makes you feel the need to do that to yourself?
Yeah, I think some of it, um, like some things that I've watched on IG or on social media, basically. Some people will say because it makes them beautiful, or because they do want that attention that they didn't have when they were growing up. So, to them it feels good. It feels good to have that.
I guess that's why I don't understand. I do not like attention. Like, I don't like an audience of attention.
Yeah,
I truly, truly do not.
right.
I don't need that. I am me.
Yeah, and that's you're
Take
true to yourself, and that's what you should be.
and I just people are like, well, you performed in high school band. Yeah, but I'm one of 100 and something out on the field. Find me. I wasn't the center of
Exactly.
attention by no means.
Exactly. Yeah,
And
it's
that's
different.
why
That's
I was
different.
okay doing that.
Yeah.
Put me on stage by myself, and that's not the case. I desire. No. So, it's, yeah,
I think it makes me nervous. Like
it
if
makes
I was the center
me
of attention, it
feel
makes me, yeah, it makes me nervous,
yeah.
you
It's not,
know? Yes,
yeah,
I like to have fun. I
I,
like to party. I like to dance. I like to be out there. But there's a few group of people that I like to do that with, and
yeah,
it's not for everybody to see. So,
correct.
yeah.
I get it. I get it. Yeah. I don't understand. I don't know. And I wouldn't want the wrong kind of attention.
Oh no, definitely not. Definitely not. Yeah.
It's, it's
Yeah,
hurting.
but it's very interesting that there wasn't a lot of people to respond to that. So, I don't know.
I don't know. I think women sometimes have a hard time analyzing because that means maybe looking at themselves a little bit. I can look at myself and be like, yeah, it is what it is because it is. I'm
Yeah.
not somebody I'm not.
No, I'm not either. I'm not gonna lie though. Sometimes I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, oh my God, just a little up on this edge. Look at that. That looks awesome. And then I'm like, what are you doing? Get out of here. Go to work.
Yeah, I find all that stuff terrifying. I don't want to go under any knife for anything unless it's medically necessary.
Mm-hmm.
I have to be in control of me, and I know me pretty well. So, you know, I'm
That's
in
100%. I agree with you on that one because,
the, everyone's like, well, you got to do this. Well, I've known a woman she's a pretty girl, and she's had so much nipping and tucking and pulling back and stuff. She doesn't at all look like the same girl. And now we look at her, and I see the scars. That's what I'm looking at, the scars along here around her ears and stuff.
well, yeah, how much nipping and tucking can you possibly do?
And she's sweet as can be, but she has ruined her face. It
Yeah.
just it doesn't respond naturally, the skin or
No,
something.
and then what happens when you get old?
Well, gravity wins. I don't care how much nipping and tucking you do.
Of course. Can you
Well,
imagine? Can you imagine having implants, okay, breast implants,
you're
and
not
you're like 80
forever.
years old?
Goes out at some
Yeah.
point.
And then you're like 80 and your skin around it is sagging, and then you just have these headlights right there. You're like, hello.
You
I
gotta take
can't
the
even.
babies out. They're not forever. You don't take those to the
No.
grave with you. And people don't realize that. I didn't know having them 20 years was too long. Yeah, it kind of is. When now your
And I
body
think once you
takes
start doing that stuff, you almost have to do it all the time?
you. And again, gravity's gonna win. I'm
Yeah.
so,
Yeah. I agree with you. Gravity always wins. Yeah. No, I'm content with myself. I mean, I'm a big girl, so um I'm not saying that I don't want to lose weight. Yeah, of course I want to lose weight, but then like you said, here's my a couple of friends of mine and a couple of other people that I know. They went under the knife to go do their stomach stapling and everything like that. And some of them are doing great, which is great for them. And then some of them are just back to what they used to be.
and that's pretty
Or, yeah, or not as far as they used to be, but
on
then
there.
why, yeah, the other way. Why would you put yourself through that?
I hear
I'm
that's a
like you. I hate going under the knife. Forget it.
I've never been under the knife for anything. So yeah, I find that well, I guess I had that surgery last year but that was in my mouth. I wasn't like out. I was awake for all that. But yeah,
Yeah.
I find that scary. I
It
really,
is very scary. Yes,
what is it, gastric bypass? Is that
it
what
is
that's? Yeah.
gastric bypass. Yep, that's what it was.
You're messing with organs you
Your
should
whole organ. Like it's no, no, thank you. No,
no.
I would never do that. If I wanted to lose weight, I would do it naturally. And then if I wanted to do anything to my face or whatever, I would do it just like with normal stuff, like massaging and things like that. But, you weren't meant to be young forever either.
No, you're
I
not.
mean, you were born to grow and then grow older. So,
Yes,
and that's the life cycle.
it is.
So, it is what it is.
Their face pulled back and stuff so much, their skin texture doesn't match the rest of them. So
No, it
their
doesn't.
face looks pulled tight, and that
Yes,
looks fake and uncomfortable. And then their neck and their chest and
is
their arms
wrinkly.
are 20 years older.
Yeah,
It just doesn't
exactly.
look right.
Yeah.
No, it just doesn't look right. I don't know. And it's
Yeah.
nice to hear that some guys truly find that fake unattractive.
Unattractive. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, I don't know.
Well, and then there's guys on the opposite end where they're like, they want their significant other to go get that surgery because they want her to look like candy on their arm, and that's awesome and that's great. And if she's all about it, then that's great too. But, you
Yeah.
know, like I said, how far is that going to go?
Well,
And what about the man? Doesn't the man change too? Doesn't he get wrinkly? I don't know. Maybe.
I think they
Come
change
on.
too.
Yeah.
It's just life.
But you know what? Men are getting that done too.
I've heard. I've heard.
Yeah, and I wonder if women find that unattractive. That's I mean,
I,
I
I
would find it unattractive.
I need to see. I don't think I've seen a man where they've had a nipple tuck.
Oh, honey, you should go to Lebanon. Yes.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. There's a lot. I'm not saying a lot of men, but a lot of like singers and people who are on, I guess, online and things like that. You can tell that they have done some surgery of some kind. But I wonder, it makes me wonder, like, if they have wives or they have significant others, if they really tell them, like, okay, listen, you're going overboard now, So
Well,
men do it too. Where
yeah,
I come from, men do it too.
I hear it's addictive.
Well, yes, I think it's like a tattoo. Once you get one, you can't go back. You got to get more.
Well, I only have the one. I don't have more than the one.
Well, I have two, and I'm not going to lie. I really want to get another one, but I'm not trying to get, anything big. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Maybe. I think about one little one, but we'll see. I'm good
yeah,
with what I have right now. So
yeah,
it's for me. It's not for
yes,
no one can just see it. It's not.
yeah, yeah. So I was just like, I was just curious. I wonder if women find that unattractive when men do it too.
I guess it depends on how far they go and what your personality, what you like, what you find attractive.
Yeah, yeah,
I like, you know, someone who's smart and funny naturally and just natural. I
yeah,
don't, I don't want you
yeah.
filthy
Same here. I want them to be themselves.
features and I want you to be you.
Right,
I would want you to
right.
be you. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
nothing wrong.
and then social media has gotten out of hand. Like you had mentioned already about, people posting their behinds and their front parts and things like that. Like it's gotten out of hand to where a lot of men are just basically sitting there scrolling and just looking through all that.
It becomes numbing.
Like it does become numbing after a while. Yeah.
It becomes numbing.
Yeah, it does. And
And
then you had mentioned also something about women posting on social media, like about being like their emotions, basically. You know.
the guy that I talked to that is between 25 and 30 years of age. one thing he said is using social media, like to post their depression all the time or their bipolar, anything along that lines. He said it becomes a turnoff. It's one thing to meet someone and sit down and get to know them, and then they tell you, I struggle with depression, or I am diagnosed with bipolar, but I take medication. But he finds it a turnoff to be like continuously advertising it for everyone.
Yes.
And to him, it's not seeking the right kind of attention for the right reasons. It's
Right,
not
exactly.
support for those situations. Now, he has worked in the medical field, so he has been able to diagnose people by their behaviors and stuff. You know, he can say this person's bipolar, this one's got
Isn't
something.
that crazy? Isn't that
And
crazy?
and you know, when you work in the field, you know, you see signs of it. I've seen signs of
Sure.
it, you know, in people, and I'm like, oh, here we go, you know. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's nothing you can control. It's as long as you take care of it, so you can be the best you can be. But
Absolutely.
you know, when they use it as a crutch, is I think basically what he was saying.
Well, and then they use it as attention seeking too, as well.
Well, yeah,
It kind of fits together with that.
you know, and I have a patient who continuously doesn't show up, and I'm to the point like I'm not going to reschedule, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
For
I
what?
I can't help it. No, no.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. No, no, because I see your scripts.
Mhm.
I read your chart. You know, you know. So, you know, and she uses it just for being irresponsible. So I don't know if that's just her being and well controlled on the meds or if she needs an adjustment. I'm not trying to be insulting by no means. I work in the field. I feel
Right.
bad
No.
for people who don't feel right or good about themselves or whatever you call it. I don't know. You know, it's different for everyone.
It
But
is. Yeah.
yeah, and and that's what he's talking about using it as a crutch. Oh, I can't do that on this. I can't do that on this. Um, I have
Well, yeah,
friends.
after a while, if that's all you're listening to, of course it's going to become unattractive. You have nothing else to talk about.
Yeah, and well, and I don't think it helps you mentally to just focus on what you have either.
No, it sure doesn't. Absolutely not. And, if it's serious like that, then they definitely need to go and seek some medical attention for that to be able to, be better for themselves
Yeah,
first before they are better for other people.
exactly. And that's basically what he's saying. You know, it's one thing if you're under treatment and you maintain your treatment. You know, bipolar is a hard one. There's nothing
Yeah,
wrong. But it's a hard one. They take their meds, they feel good. They stop taking their meds. Well, I was feeling good. Well, it's because you were taking your meds. So you got to keep taking your
right.
meds for life,
Yeah.
you know. And so it's and I think he has run into some personal situations where it's like, you know, I understand this, but you can only help you,
Yeah, that's right.
you know, and that's in every situation in your life. I'm responsible for my happiness. You're responsible for yours, you know, and
Absolutely.
everything that's in between there.
Yeah.
Not using your diagnoses as a crutch and not helping yourself, and it just being the thing you focus on. And
Right.
and I would imagine that's hard not to focus on to a degree, but I think it also becomes a habit.
Yes,
For
that's right.
you know,
Yes.
like I went through depression. I didn't want everyone to know I was on a medication for
Oh
depression.
my gosh, I know. Yeah, that's like me. Like I
Oh,
too.
like that's, you know, certain people knew and that was it. And it was not, I wasn't on Facebook going, I'm so sad today. No, you know,
Right.
I just, you know, and I'm not trying to insult anyone. Again, I don't like attention. So there's that.
Yeah.
You know, I
Yeah.
don't like attention in that sense.
Well, yeah, like like you said, and like he said, that does become unattractive after a while. Like, and plus, when you're meeting somebody, it's not that's not going to be the first thing that you're going to like come out and say. I mean, some girls do,
That's
yes.
some girls do, and that was his
Yeah.
point. Like, you know, let me know your first and last name and let me have a conversation with you.
Right. Let me know your hobbies. Let me get to know
Go
you.
there and see how things go. But it's when you just are continuously putting things you shouldn't about yourself on Facebook, seeking that attention and stuff. He was like, it's unattractive.
It
I
is.
have no interest to talk to you because I don't need to. It's all right here. You just keep.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I can see it. I don't need to talk to you anymore.
And
What's
then
the point?
it really, it's just, yeah, no. Sometimes you got to step back. It's
Hmm.
not. Those aren't easy situations. They're not for everyone. Again, we're not insulting anyone.
Yes.
There are things out of our control, but nonetheless.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, Floppy drunks, I thought that was interesting because that definitely applies both ways.
Oh yeah, that definitely both ways for sure.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. No one likes them. I've seen a few out in
I
public.
have to. Yeah, I have to. Not the
Yeah.
best look for you, ladies.
It is not. It is not.
No.
Some of them definitely not.
Yes. Keep that at home.
Right? Right? I know. So
Yeah.
it was just kind of interesting to hear the few guys I asked the age range, and especially in today's day and age where everyone
Yes.
feels they put everything out there. By the way, my Facebook is my Facebook. I post basically things that I want to see again.
Yep.
I don't post too much about me or let alone selfies, because I'm just not that way, and I just don't need to see myself that much.
Well, and I really don't think it was created for all of that anyway to begin with. I think it's just gotten out of hand after throughout these years.
But
So,
my personal life, and it's not on Facebook. So
no, me neither is mine. I
pro
don't post.
age.
Yes, I don't post every second of my life,
you know,
every whatever of my life. And actually, I've had a guy compliment me on that. He said, the best thing that I like about you is that you do not post everything on Facebook every 5 seconds.
no.
So, yeah.
Since
And I
having
get
kids,
it because as a
I,
girl, as a woman,
yeah.
I don't want to see that either.
No, I know. I don't want to see myself pop up, and I don't need to
Yeah.
see 50 people like it. I'm
Right.
okay.
Right, right. But people strive for that. They are looking for that
Everyone
that
has different whatever. It's
Mhm.
I
Yeah, everybody likes that stuff. Oh, like my page. Make sure you like it. Make sure you press this. Make sure
well
you
now
press that.
we want
Like,
them to like
whoa. No, our page is different though. Yes. They need to like our page. We're not looking for attention. We're just looking for
anything with the baby because it'll pop up again. I do
yeah,
print pictures occasionally, but it's once in a blue moon.
yeah.
And not even yearly do I print pictures, and I need to because those last longer than digital media. And I've got thousands in my phone I should be working on.
Oh my gosh, you're telling me.
Yeah, I
Same
do.
here.
It's
Yeah.
it's bad.
Yeah, I don't post anything about my family, to be honest.
No,
I
neither.
know a lot of people post about like, them missing someone and things like that. What else? Let me see. My brother doesn't really post anything, and neither does my sister-in-law, just once in a while.
Yeah,
Our family's kind of pretty much quiet.
yeah.
And neither does my daughter. She doesn't post too much stuff. Um, yeah, so I think we're pretty much quiet people.
Yeah, so I do
But
post.
then my other cousin, she is woo every time she got to go to pee pee and go do this and go do that. I'm like, please.
Right? No, I just post mostly try to post the baby stuff and any interactions with him so they pop up on my feed. One day I'll print some of the pictures, the good ones,
Oh
and put them in
yeah, he's such a
photo.
cutie pie though. Yeah.
He is, and he's
Yeah.
sweet, and he's so silly, and he's just that
Oh.
great age. And it was so cute today. He's standing on the bench next to my daughter, and he'd go up to her, and she'd be like, "Well, he bit me the other day really hard," so she was leery. She was like, "What are you doing?"
Oh my God.
And he just put his head on her shoulder, and
Oh, see?
then he did it again, but then he kissed her.
See? They get to see their personalities come out. Yeah.
He's just a sweetie pie, and
Yeah.
so I'm like, give me a high five, and he gives you a high five. Then I'm like fist bump, and he like fist bumps.
I love it. I love it.
you know,
I love
and he says a few words in English, and he says some words in Spanish because he's obviously going to be bilingual because his dad's Puerto Rican. But yeah,
it. Yeah.
So yeah, so he's silly, sweet, and
Yeah, see, that's something that you want to see on
and
Facebook.
well,
Not
and I do it so it pops back up and I see it again.
sure, yeah, absolutely. But that's something that, that's dear to your heart, and that's what Facebook is for. It's not to show your ass and show your boobs and show your this and that and the next thing, but they use it as far as that they use it. Snapchat has gotten really bad at that stuff. You can
I,
actually see like personal body parts
yeah,
on
I
Snapchat
have
sometimes.
TikTok or Twitter or Tweet or whatever you're calling it. I only have Facebook and Instagram, and
Yeah.
that's it. I have no desire to add any of that stuff.
No, it's not worth
I
it.
I have limited amount of time. I have to have my downtime every evening, and I
Well,
do.
yeah, and you don't want your face stuck in your phone.
My face stuck in my phone
No.
on any more
That's a lot of young people nowadays. That's what they're doing out there. It's like they can't even have a conversation with you because their head is in their phone
oh, I
constantly.
families, whole families go on vacation to exotic, beautiful places. And me, I'd be taking a ton of pictures with my phone and not taking the big camera because I just want something light on me. But, and all of them have their faces in the phone. And the
Yeah.
kids like, look at this, look at that. And they're like, uh-huh, uh-huh.
Yeah.
Why don't you look at your kid and
Yeah.
interact? Oh, yeah, that's neat. Let's talk about this, you know?
I know. That's funny that you mentioned that because when people come in here and they're sitting across from each other and I'm
Oh,
watching and they're on their phones.
you need
So
to do
I'll
it.
go up, huh?
You need to do what Chick-fil-A does.
What does Chick-fil-A do?
They have a bucket or a bag on your table to put your phones in while you eat. Put your phone in.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Well, I tell them.
Do
I
you?
tell them. Oh, yes, I do. I'm like, oh, maybe you guys should, talk to each other. Put your phones down, in a nice way. Like I just kind of bring it up. And they're probably looking, oh my God, that freaking bitch. What is your problem? We just came in here to freaking eat. They're
Right.
gonna tell me how to live.
Well, you know what? That's also an attractive thing on both sides.
Yeah.
It's attractive to always have your face in the phone and not have a sincere eye-to-eye conversation. There
Yeah.
are times where I think texting is too much, and I much rather you call me.
Oh, definitely. Me too. It's
You,
easier.
you and I do that.
Yeah,
And
we do that all the time.
texting is long, and I'm just like, oh, just call me. We can
Yes,
have
exactly.
a
Yeah.
conversation. I find
Exactly.
that more attractive than your face being buried in the phone.
Yeah, I agree. I
Talk
agree
to
on
me.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah, just talk to me.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you.
Yeah.
You know?
Some people love to text and that's okay for them, but me, I'm a talker. So I
Yeah.
like to
Well, I'm a
I like
talker,
to
but I'll text because it's easy and convenient. And when you can't be face to face, or if you're at work, sometimes I shoot you a text or two during work,
yeah,
and
same.
yeah, and you respond when you can. I don't worry about it. And that's
Yeah, but later on if I'm talking to you or whatever, I'll just pick up the phone and be like, "Okay, hello."
well, that's what you did the
Please.
other night. Like, I'm leaving in the restaurant and I'm going to just call you and we're going to chat instead. I'm like, that's fine.
Yeah.
And like my daughter, we have a lot of texting conversations. She does call me sometimes, but she is now about an hour and 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
And, she's asking questions about, she can't, and then she's doing something with the baby and she comes back. She can't be calling me every 2 minutes. And
No,
then
of course not.
just a little easier for her to manage, because then she's chasing a baby. So, yeah. So I get it has its place, but
Yes.
it's still attractive to have a real sincere conversation.
Oh, yes, 100%. I like to sit around and take that downtime to sit around with my friends or my significant other or whoever it may be and just actually just rest and have a conversation with these people,
Yes.
and enjoy your life. You only have one. You can't have your face stuck in your phone the whole entire time.
Well, you can't. You can't.
So,
Some do. And it's funny to joke about on Facebook. I'd much rather you send me a text. Why is the phone ringing mean? And
yeah,
in some cases that's true. It's like, oh, please don't call me. That's not the
right.
case with you. That's never the case with you.
Yeah,
There's a few people that I'm like, oh, please don't call me.
right, right. I know I got a few of those too, but
I
you know.
had an acquaintance friend that I met through where I work. And just because I took care of her mother a lot, and she'll want to call me and it's fine, but it's the same conversation.
Nothing changes. Yeah.
Nothing changes, and it's the same 2 hour conversation. And she's
Well,
sweet
yeah.
but
Yeah, you got to talk about something else. You can't talk about the same thing all the time.
I know, and I know this is, holidays are approaching, and it's going to be different for her and stuff, but I there's nothing I can do but listen.
Well, and sometimes maybe that's all she needs.
And
So,
sometimes I'm sure that's all she needs, but
yeah.
I can't always accommodate that.
Yeah, no, you've got other things going on in your life. Of course not. Just I guess be there for her whenever, she needs you for whatever short or long period of time that she needs you. So,
Right?
nothing
Yeah.
you can do. Just listen.
Oh no, and soon she will be moving closer to me. Her house is in Tampa.
Oh,
She's
okay.
taking over her mother's house, literally 5 minutes over this way,
Oh, okay.
into her mother's house.
Well,
It's gonna be
you're going
close.
to be hearing a lot more from her then.
Yeah, not really sure how to
Well,
process.
you just answer whenever you can.
Yeah,
You have you got to take care of yourself and you got to have your free time and you got to relax and do all of that stuff.
yeah.
And just answer her when you can. So, nothing you can do about it.
No, there's nothing you can do about it. Matter of fact, her mother gave me a card. I saved the card, and she had a little magnet in it, and I think she just gave me a magnet off her refrigerator, um, which is fine.
Yeah.
Hanging on my board though in here,
Yeah.
so I can always remember her. But yeah,
Yeah, sure.
so
Sure.
yeah, I just think that women need to step back and look at what's real and what's not, and what kind of man you want.
Yeah, absolutely. What kind of man you want to attract and what kind of man that you want to have.
You know.
Yeah. So, yeah, not everything fake is beautiful. Not everything, put yourself together, ladies. Come on now. Put yourself together somewhat. I mean, brush your hair, brush your teeth, stuff like that. Wear bras.
Please put the bra on.
Please, please put the bra
Especially if
on.
your boobs are down, to the
Yes.
lower rib cage. You need to bring the babies up.
Yes. Bring them suckers up.
And yeah, so, and it's not to be
Yeah.
insulting and rude or hateful or some or anything.
No, and every woman
But
has their own downtime. So,
well, then that's done at home. But
yes.
when people talk about society and how it's changed and no respect and no class, these are some of the minor things that can make a difference.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I,
Yeah.
there's nothing sexier than a well-dressed man.
Oh my gosh, yes. I agree with you on that one. Oh
And
my gosh, a man in a suit?
oh yeah, but and I don't mean necessarily has to be in a tuxedo or a suit.
No, no, no.
Well put together,
Yes.
always catches the eye.
Yeah, it does. Well, oh, since you mentioned that, okay. So
You're
there's
talking
this guy.
about near your place, aren't you?
Yeah. So there's this guy that walks in here right today, and he's actually picking up for I think it's Grubhub, if I'm not mistaken. But he was picking it up for them, and he comes in, and he is so well dressed.
Really?
I had to do a double take. I'm like, okay.
It's nice when they make effort too.
It does, yes. But I looked at him and I told him, I said, look at you. I said, you are very snazzy, buddy. And I did. I told him, I said, you look great. I
Yes.
told him. And he had on these glittery black shoes and they were so cute. But just the way he was dressed, he was just well put together.
Yeah.
And that was very attractive,
Yeah.
to me. Um, but he loved it. He had a smile on his face and he was
Oh,
taken back and he
because
was,
nowadays most people don't compliment that. But you got
no,
to
they don't.
men back in the day that were part of the mobs or mafias and whatever, they wore suits and hats. Just saying.
They did. Yeah, they sure did, didn't they?
They
They
did.
were well respected, and
People were a
uh,
little scared, but
just a little bit.
that's a whole
In
other
the
topic.
mob, maybe.
Yeah.
No, but he was young. He was young. So to see somebody like that he was young, I would probably put him about maybe between 25 and maybe 32, 33. But
Okay.
he was young, and to see somebody dressed like that and put together, it's like refreshing, you
Well,
know?
the guy comes into my work put together well, shoes and all, and they're usually there, to meet with a doctor, regarding, well, selling drugs, the legal kind. um, we all do it. Oh, look at them. It's someone not, wearing their pajamas and with their slip-on whatevers, and I
Yeah,
mean, look, some people are in their slippers, and I'm just like, no.
yeah, exactly. No, sorry.
But yeah, it always catches our eye, and not for the simple facts like, wow, look at him all dressed up. It looks nice.
Exactly. It looks really nice. And plus they smell good, and it's just like
Oh, I the one like, do you smell him? I'm like, well, let me come over to your office and I'll see.
right? Right? That
But
that's something that's
some of
very
them,
attractive.
yeah,
Yeah.
there is something to say about a nice cologne, yeah. And I don't mean the Axe body spray where you dump half a can on yourself and you trigger all of our allergies. That's a whole other thing.
No, not that one.
You've got to use that sparingly. You cannot, I swear, some of them come in, I swear I can taste it, and they're not even like near me. They're like around the corner in someone else's office, and I'm like, oh my, what is that? Like,
Oh, I know. Yes, I
I mean,
know.
yeah. And then we all start sneezing. I'm like, okay, so
Yes.
in a
Yeah,
medical
that's a little
facility,
yes, all you men out there just, back up a little bit on that cologne.
it's
Just
the
a little bit goes a long way, buddy.
it does, it
Yeah.
does. My son
Yeah.
used to wear that stuff, and I'm always like, little. Just a little. He doesn't now anymore, but years ago when he was getting into all that stuff and he was a lot younger, because he's, not that young now, but yeah, like a little, but yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's
Absolutely.
nothing wrong with a well-dressed man, a man put together. Same with women. Just because you have it doesn't mean the world needs to see it.
No, and it doesn't also, when you as a woman are put together, it doesn't always mean that you have to dress to the nines
No,
every single day of your entire life, or put makeup on every single day of your entire life.
no.
Just dress what makes you comfortable, but at least, like you washed your face, you combed your hair, you look nice.
Put on
Some
the
women, yeah, put on that bra and underwear, hopefully. I mean, let's not forget that.
right.
But some women can look really nice in like just a jumpsuit, you know?
Jeans and t-shirt.
Yeah, jeans and a t-shirt. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
yeah, it goes a long way as long as you are put together the right way. That's all. It doesn't mean that you have to, be glittery and fancy. So,
It
it's
does.
simple, girls, simple,
It's,
simple.
and there are still an okay amount of men. I mean, the three
There's
I
no more men. There's no more men.
the three I asked, I was shocked at their answers.
I was shocked too when you told me about that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was a nice surprise.
Yes, and they had a lot to say. Like some of them had like a whole list of stuff.
Yeah, some of them
So
did.
that was very surprising to me.
The list was overlapping, so I just wrote it down once. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it was nice to hear.
Well, and it's good to get different perspective of the age groups that you picked. So that was pretty nice.
Yeah, because people criticize sometimes our age, and I'm like, well, we're 50. I mean, we're not like new, and and I don't know, I don't have my ass on Instagram. Sorry, it's not ever gonna be. you know.
Neither
Um,
do I.
and then the younger, the 25 to 30-year-old, and what he thought of after having been in a few longer relationships and stuff and experiences. Um, yeah, it was interesting to hear, and then to hear the one who is older than us by 10 years, his perspective, because he's such a jokester. He thinks he's funny all the time.
Yeah.
But for him to seriously say, you class up the joint, when you're well put together and you look, it's attractive. It makes us,
Yeah.
well, it makes maybe the right guys look. I don't know if that's the right terminology to say the right guys, but maybe it's the guy that you want to look.
That you want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The guy that you're trying to pursue or you're trying to look attractive for.
So it was
Yeah.
interesting. I, kind of wish I had more men to ask. I didn't get a chance to.
Yeah, I kind of wish like somebody would have at least said something. That kind of
I'm hopeful
makes me
because
wonder.
you have all these different friends from all over, and I was hopeful that a few would chime in.
Yeah, and I do. I have like different cultured people like all over my Facebook, and I thought maybe somebody would, take a bite and let me know what's going on, but I really didn't get anybody. It's I don't know why. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't
I
know.
don't know.
I don't
Maybe
have
we didn't.
what's
I
wrong.
don't,
I'm one of them, but I don't have a problem talking about it.
yeah,
It is so.
yeah, yeah,
Or not
yeah.
what's wrong. Maybe that's again not trying to offend
No,
anyone.
no, absolutely not.
But
That's not what we're here for.
it's
So
interesting when you look back at pictures how women used to dress back in the day, and the men too.
it is interesting. Everybody used to dress really good.
Were alive today and saw how people
Oh
dressed.
my gosh, even like the women who stayed at home,
Right.
and cooked and cleaned and did all of that stuff.
And heels and aprons.
They sure were. They sure were. They weren't going around just being all sloppy and stuff
No.
because they never knew like who was going to stop in. They
Yeah.
never knew when they needed to go out,
Yeah.
you know. So yeah, it's funny how things took a turn. So
It is. And when people want to know why the aliens don't land here, they lock their doors as they go by. They're like, yeah, no,
yeah.
I'm just kidding. That's actually a meme I've seen on Facebook that makes me laugh every time I see
Oh,
it.
really? Yeah.
Like, well, there is some truth to that.
There
Definitely.
is. There is. Yeah, definitely.
Here is saying we are perfect or that we're always well put together or anything like that. It was
Oh
just a
no.
question because this is generally a female podcast and it's women talking about women things and the things that we talk about and deal with and a lot of that involves talking about men and we didn't really want to make them I know there's a few men that listen so I didn't want to make them feel like they're always singled out and I was actually just kind of curious what women look for in a man now. I
Yeah,
know
and just following up from our previous podcast too.
yeah it does
So
that and
gives both perspectives.
I know how I am, and you're kind of similar, and we have a few friends that are very similar in that way. So I just
Yeah.
got some more perspective
Yeah.
and whatnot, and I got some, and it was neat to get what I got from the three guys that I asked. So
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, those three guys did have a lot of insight. So that was a good question. So yeah, we were just trying to follow up from the previous. Yeah, a little balance there. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so you know,
All right. Well,
women who sit there, and I actually had a girlfriend. I need a man now.
hmm,
As a mom of a girl, I've always said, stand on your own 2 feet. With
same.
that being said, it's nice to have a man in your life and to have that relationship as long as they're bringing something to the table and you're bringing something to the table.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So,
Yeah, if you're adding to his life and he's adding to your life, then that's perfect. But if somebody's not doing anything, what's the point?
well, she was, and this was several years ago. I think it was Irma was coming our way. Me, I don't really watch the news, so people are like, sure, there's a hurricane coming. I'm like, what?
Is it really? No.
Is it really? Well, apparently there was, and I was without power, so there was that proof.
Yeah.
She was panicking. I don't know what to do. I need a man. I need to. I'm like, put your patio furniture in the pool like I do. I can do that myself. I just pick it up, toss it in. It doesn't
Yeah.
require, but
Oh,
she was like losing her mind. So don't be helpless either. I would think that's unattractive to some men.
Oh yeah, for
It's nice to
sure.
have the help. Don't get me wrong, it's nice to have some help occasionally. But don't
But don't
be
be dependent.
don't be I'm needy and
Yeah.
I'm walking around telling everyone. I mean, I heard it weekly out of her mouth. I just need a man. I just need a man. I just don't think she knew how to be single.
I think that's what it is. Yeah. I don't think she had that time to be single,
And then
to
she
enjoy herself.
forced relationships
Yeah.
that with men that were not at all like her.
Yeah.
Um, and we're just all like, what's she doing with him? We're trying- and
Absolutely.
she's very outgoing. Her dad, she grew up in other countries because of her dad and what he did for the U.S. I forget what he did exactly, and so they always were entertaining heads of other countries for
Sure.
the U.S. Okay,
Oh, he
and
must have been a diplomat or something.
I think so. I
Yeah.
don't, and I don't even remember where she lived and where she grew up and stuff, but so she's used to this,
Yes.
and then she's bringing home men down that didn't meet the daddy diplomat criteria, let's say.
Correct.
And
Yeah.
then she was nothing but critical of them.
So then why bother?
Well, yeah, if they don't make you happy, I mean, not that they were bad or anything like
No.
her complaints were not in my world relevant.
Right.
I didn't grow up in that kind of environment. Okay.
Well, then yeah.
So, they were tentative and stuff, but they couldn't live up to that.
So then you think maybe like because she lived up to her father's standards and that kind of lifestyle that she is more critical.
Oh, definitely, definitely. She was critical. She was continuously trying to meet a man because she needed one, and she was critical of them all.
Well,
And
and then maybe she saw those women had men that
and
did all this stuff for them.
maybe, but that has to be very unattractive to a man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, how many men are you going to run into that live that life that your dad?
Very, yeah, very far and few
I've
between.
never met one. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
No,
there's nothing wrong with that, but you cannot put that on everybody.
no, you can't. Of course
And it's
not.
got to be unattractive, that personality trait. And
Right,
she
and if that's something you want,
her man.
still till this day.
And I've known her about 7 or 8 years, and still to this day, I need a man. I need a man.
Why?
Well, you scare them all off.
Yeah, I know. Or you pick the wrong ones
Yeah, well, she's,
to her level, the wrong ones for what she's looking for.
you know, she grew up in a fairy tale.
Yeah, basically. So all she knows is whatever is more upscale,
Yeah,
and that's fine and dandy, but at least put yourself in those situations if you're looking for a man that you want him to be a certain way. Put yourself in those areas where those men are that way.
yeah,
And then that way you might find a man that you don't necessarily have to keep saying, I need a man, I need a man.
yeah. But that has to be unattractive, and it
Well,
kind of has
yeah, of
all
course.
the men that have tried to be a part of her life.
Can you imagine the conversations? Oh, well, you're not a man.
Well, it's not even that. I just think like they probably never did anything right in her eyes.
Probably not, no. Because she has such a high standard of whatever right is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, uh,
whatever that is.
you know, um, that whole needy thing,
Yeah, that is very unattractive. You can't possibly need a man for everything.
no.
I mean, you do put on your own underwear, right? You don't need a man for that. You
One,
put on your own clothes, you don't need a man for that.
no.
Things like that. Like, okay, what do you want him to do exactly? Just take care of
I,
you? I mean, I don't what does she want them to do? I don't know what she wants them to do.
I don't know that she necessarily wants them to take care of her because she doesn't allow it. She's got to be, and all of us have to have control to some degree.
Well, yeah, of course.
And I do so much on my own that I have a lot of control over a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I have routines for everything.
Yeah.
And I like my routines. They work for me, She's been alone for so long. Her marriage didn't work. And she's been alone for so long that I think every guy that walks in that door, it's not gonna. She's
It's not going to make her happy.
no, and
Yeah.
I think she misses that lifestyle.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, if she was used to it and growing up with it for so long.
And no one's gonna hit that standard. So
Well, was her ex-husband in that category of that
no,
lifestyle? Oh, okay. Well,
she owned a boutique in Tennessee or something, and he did something. I don't remember.
okay.
It almost seemed kind of hippie-ish, whatever he did.
Okay.
So totally opposite of like being a diplomat.
Sure,
So,
of course.
she's used to the ball gowns and the fancy dinners
Yeah, the dress to the nines almost all the
and
time.
entertaining
Yeah.
the heads of states and whatnot. So whatever you
Yeah.
call them in countries and whatnot. So yeah, I mean, she just the clingy needy. You gotta take care.
Yeah,
There are no one's perfect, male or female.
that's correct. Yep.
We're all just trying to get by, get through.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some good memories
Oh,
for
definitely. Those are the best part of life.
for the short time we are here.
Yeah. Those are the memories is what makes us human beings because we have that and we hold that dear to our heart. Some of them, some of the best memories anyway. I'm not saying any of but even the bad memories help us grow to the people that we are.
Oh,
So,
absolutely, absolutely.
yeah.
They're life lessons. You don't
Yeah.
get through life without lessons.
No, absolutely. You need those lessons.
You need those lessons. You live and learn, and you
Yeah.
don't do life
Yeah.
with those lessons. So
Well, that was a great topic coming ahead from the other one. So seeing both perspectives, I guess. And
yeah,
that was good. So hopefully everybody enjoyed it for this week's topic. And next week I'm sure we'll have something else. We haven't decided yet, have we? Have you?
have not,
Not yet.
not yet.
Not yet.
You know,
But yeah, please like us. We hope that you enjoy listening to us. We hope that we bring uh, something or add something to your life and look forward to our next episode. And we are on, that's your part.
oh, we are on Facebook and Instagram. That's it.
Okay,
You can find us there. That's it.
there you go.
Yeah, that's
There you
it.
go. All right, that sounds good.
I know tweet.
I know tweet. No tweeters here.
Taki's here. Sorry.
Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode and got something out of it. Got to know what men find unattractive in women. Um, and look forward to our next episode then.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure as always, my dear.
Yes, same here. Have a great night
Yes,
or a
for the
great morning. It's
great
1 a.m. Have a
one.
great morning.
Great morning, my dear.
Alrighty.
Talk to you later.
Yep.